We believe that all men are created equal, yet many are denied equal treatment.
Every nation must now develop an overriding loyalty.
Welcome to Diversity TV News and Commentary. I'm Troy Shaw. Headline news: Japan rocked by a major earthquake. An earthquake has struck central Japan, killing at least 7 people, flattening buildings, and triggering a fire at a nuclear power plant. Hundreds of people were injured when the 6.8 magnitude tremor struck the Niigata area. The fire at the nuclear power plant has been extinguished, and there has been no release of radiation or damage to reactors, officials said. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has flown to the affected region. He cut short a trip to the southwestern city of Nagasaki, where he has been campaigning ahead of forthcoming House elections. Continuing with headline news, LA Cardinal offers abuse apology. The Roman Catholic Church in Los Angeles has apologized to hundreds of people abused by priests after agreeing to a record-breaking settlement. The apology by Cardinal Roger Mahoney, the church's leader, comes after 508 victims reached a payout deal with the church worth $660 million. Attorney for both sides will appear in court on Monday to finalize the deal. The deal was reached just before a series of trials to sex claims dating back to the 1940s were to begin. Cardinal Mahoney stated in a news conference, "I have come to understand far more deeply than I ever could the impact of this terrible sin and crime that has affected their lives," unquote. The church has had problems for a long time in regards to sex scandals, dating hundreds upon hundreds of years back. I have to say that the Catholic Church really must be ashamed of itself for allowing this to happen for so many years. The protection of sexual predators as priests has gone on too long. And to now hear a cardinal apologize is truly a breath of fresh air within the Catholic Church. Look, I'm a Catholic, and I look at the problems that have been going on within the church in regards to the sexual behaviors of priests being one that's completely unforgivable. When one goes to a priest to seek the solace of God's teaching, and then they get in return this kind of behavior, that's something that is completely unconscionable and unforgivable in the eyes of people who have been abused by them. I know God may forgive you, but I don't know if the people who received the abuse should. The church should make sure that these kinds of things don't happen again, acknowledge the fact that they did happen to make sure they don't happen again, and truly offer some type of solace to the people who were abused. Election news, 2008, story out of Washington. Senator John McCain is not throwing in the towel, even though the Arizona Republican has to rebuild a presidential campaign beset by financial woes, staff resignations, and questions about viability. This time last year, it was different. His trusted campaign operative, John Weaver, was putting the final building blocks in place for the national campaign. But earlier this year, Weaver and campaign manager Terry Nelson resigned after McCain appeared to lose confidence in their ability to lead the campaign that had only $2 million in the bank after raising more than $20 million the very first 6 months of the year. Continuing with election news, 2008, story out of Washington. Rudy Giulini, taking advantage of his accelerated primary calendar, has adopted an unorthodox campaign itinerary en route to what he hopes to be the Republican presidential nomination. The former New York mayor is lavishing attention on Florida and California, 2 delicate, rich states with voters far more receptive to his moderate to liberal views. Giuliani is not slighting the earlier vote states. He plans to be in New Hampshire on Tuesday and Wednesday, but it's his first trip there in a month. Rudy Giuliani, or should I state, Mr. No Minorities on my campaign. You know, I've talked about Rudy Giuliani probably more than any presidential candidate. That's mostly because this man does not embody what America is all about. If you do not have minorities on your campaign trail, it's a good indicator that you're not going to have any minorities, no minorities on your presidential cabinet. With that being said, that should be enough to X Mr. Giuliani out of the running for president of the United States. I take a look at the things that you've done in New York. Many people believe that you ran that state like a dictator. You ran that state like a police state. That's not what we need for America. Right now, we have serious racial tensions all over the United States. Do we truly want a man in office who runs the office like David Duke? That's probably a stretch. But you know what? You can give me a call to basically rebut what I just said. We do not want a president who's going to run this country like David Duke. Your actions speak volumes, even the little ones that you've done, Mr. Giuliani. If, in fact, you intend on bringing America closer together, you must find it in your heart to basically allow minorities to be around you, to give you some of the advice that only we feel. Now, I'm an American, you're an American, that's fine. But as an African American, I feel things differently than you. Asian Americans feel things differently than you. Hispanic Americans feel things different than you. It is important for you to truly get in touch with all of America, not just a selected few. Business news. Voice over IP powers love connection. Story out of New York. Finding love in the 21st century, a pursuit these days that involves meeting up via online dating sites and furtive text messages have come full circle, thanks to a new service from internet dating purveyor eHarmony. Modern would-be lovers soon could find themselves waiting by the phone once again. Pasadena-based eHarmony is expected today to announce a new service that lets its members connect via phone without actually giving up their home, work, and cellular phone digits. And that's Diversity TV, News and Commentary. I'm Troy Shaw. See you tomorrow.
We believe that all men are created equal, yet many are denied equal treatment.
Every nation must now develop an overriding loyalty